Coming off a historic weekend of throwback paint schemes at Darlington, the Xfinity Series heads over to Bristol this Saturday for the 9th race of their season. It's setting up to be a pretty awesome weekend, actually, with all these big events going on. You got Kyle Larson attempting another triple header. You have the Masters on right now. And most importantly, hopefully I get to pop this zit on the bottom of my chin this weekend. But before I could shoot pus all over my mirror, lose a bunch of money on the Masters, and watch Kyle Larson go 0 for 3 this weekend, there's Xfinity Series paint schemes to review. Let's go. I have some great news for Sheldon Creed this weekend. Not only are we heading to a track that he finished second at last year, but he finished second to the car that he's in now. I would say that sets him up pretty good to finally get that first Xfinity Series win this weekend, but I don't think it's possible to win in this terribly ugly race car. 3. I had to look it up to confirm that Carson Kvapil is in fact old enough to be sponsored by High Rock Vodka. It is confirmed, he is 21, but for a second there, I thought I was going to have to call 911 just like Emily did at the Handyway the other night. 10. Not only is Jesse Love making his Cup Series debut this weekend, but it was also just revealed that him, Connor Zilisch, and Daniel Dye have created a YouTube channel called Shake and Bake Sports. From the trailer they posted, it kind of looks like they're trying to be the Good or the Bob Does Sports of NASCAR. Which, if that's the case, let me know when you guys are old enough to do the Fireball Challenge. I am nowhere near good at golf, but I am willing to get drunk. Or eat. Let me know. Go drop these boys a follow. 9. It's a shame that Parker Retzlaff's not able to throw it back to Ernie Irvan every single week, but at least Alpha Prime never misses. 9. So yet again, SS Greenlight didn't get their paint schemes on NASCAR.com. I'm not sure whose fault that was, but it's okay because I had these paint schemes delivered to me personally. I also have no idea who Brian King is, but Brian makes a pretty good looking race car. One thing about me, I am a sucker for a sideways hood logo. 10. Since Emily bought that Justin Allgaier alligator plushie at Homestead a couple weeks ago, that thing has gotten thrown across my bedroom at least 5 times. This girl just turned 24 years old the other day, and if I want to cuddle her at night, I have to fight through 3 stuffed alligators and a squishmallow. Thanks, Justin. 7. Sammy Smith must think that just apologizing only because you got your ass chewed out for an entire week makes everything okay again. Well, Sammy, I hope Taylor dumps your ass from Bristol, Tennessee this weekend to Bristol, Virginia. 9. Daniel Dye is the second of the 3 musketeers at Shake and Bake Sports. Fun fact I found out about Daniel today on Twitter. Besides Daytona, he hasn't finished outside of the top 20. Gotta hand it to him. Pretty impressive for a rookie. 8. This is Josh Williams. 8. I would love to let you guys all know exactly what Over the Wall is, but I think it'd be more fun to let you guys guess. Good luck. 4. Christian Eckes was able to get the train back on the track at Darlington after a couple of pretty shitty finishes. He may just be a sneaky upset pick for Bristol. I don't know. 7. I shot myself in the foot a couple weeks ago when I said Kyle Larson's not going to win a single race of this triple header at Homestead. Well, I kind of like the feeling of my foot getting blown off, so I'm going to do it again. Larson's not winning a single race this weekend. Glaze on. 10. I gotta be so honest with you guys. I just had to take an intermission in the middle of this paint scheme review because I almost shit my pants. All's well, though. We're good. Here's William Sawalich. I think he followed me here on TikTok last night, but I'm not sure if it's a real account or not. To be determined. 9. I could do the old camouflage joke, but it's a little too corny for me. I can't see this car winning this weekend, though. 7. So, through the years, I have talked quite a bit of shit about Brandon Jones. But, every few years he will shock you and get a win. And every time it happens, afterwards you're like, oh, yeah, I kind of saw that one coming. It's kind of like having to take a shit on an airplane after eating an entire plate full of cheese fries before you got on. In hindsight, you totally saw this one coming, but you ignored it. I don't know if that made any sense, but anyway. 6. It's pretty funny that after being a complete menace to society since he entered the Xfinity Series, all of a sudden Austin Hill wants to be the voice of reason. In a weird way, doesn't it remind you of O.J. Simpson? No? 8. Hey, Corey Heim. I know you're watching right now because your girl Taylor posted a TikTok last night. I will let you know, Corey, that I dropped absolutely everything, which includes a Culver's chicken sandwich and a raspberry milkshake, to call my mom immediately once I found out this information. Pretty exciting. 9. I can always rely on Harrison Burton and the Dex imaging card to remind me how bad a paint scheme could be. 0. Dean Thompson is a major sleeper in the paint scheme review standings. When his team remembers to put his paint scheme on NASCAR.com, he has not received lower than a 9. 9. It's sad because I just know you guys could come up with something better than this. Yuck. 0. Brennan Poole's going to be looking to take home that Dash for Cash money this weekend. I think Brennan's 4th place finish was the only good thing to come out of Martinsville. And you know what they say, Alpha Prime never misses. 9. Stop me if you've heard this before. Alpha Prime never misses. Put that shit on a t-shirt or something. 9. Jeremy Clement is sponsored by Harrison's this weekend. You know who else he's sponsored by? Driven Sunglasses. You know where you can find Driven Sunglasses? Harrison's. You know where else? DrivenSunglasses.com. Use promo code Tyler20 for 20% off and free shipping. 10. I pray that we have roles reversed from Martinsville this weekend at Bristol. That would be amazing. 6. Tyler Tomasi is sponsored by one of everybody's favorite NASCAR YouTubers, Ellie Productions, which to me is pretty cool because it almost feels like if I were to sponsor a race car, which despite this car looking pretty good, mine would look better. 10. This may be hard to believe, but yours truly has never even tasted a Four Loko. But after setting eyes on this absolute beauty, I may have to change that. I'm not even much of a camel guy, but this paint scheme was so well done, I think this might be the best one of the entire season so far. Not including throwbacks, of course. I'm ready to get jacked up and go fight a bear right now. 10. So I had to look up ClickLane. Basically, it's another Carvana. This leads me to the question, how many of you have actually used one of these sites? I just can't wrap my head around the idea of buying a car on the internet. And is Connor Zilic even old enough to be buying and selling cars on the internet? I mean, hell, you got to be 25 years old to not pay $500 a day on a rental car, but you could buy one online at 18? I don't know about all that. 9. Completely unrelated to the 91 of CJ McLaughlin, but I told my coworker today at exactly 12:20, hey, Justin Rose has a really good chance of finishing as the first round leader today at the Masters, but I'm not going to bet on him, and I'm going to regret it. Well, we have officially reached regret time because he just finished up his rounds with a 3-shot lead on the field. It's time to go listen to 1-800-273-8255 on repeat for hours. 8. Not only is Matt DiBenedetto stealing the identity of Devin Moran, but he's now stealing the identity of Ryan Sieg. Strange behavior. 0. And the paint scheme of the week goes to Ryan Ellis and the Four Loko machine. Are we surprised? This wasn't even close. And yes, I know you guys missed the song being at the end of the video, but this is a necessary evil of business. Here's where we stand for the Xfinity Series paint scheme review point standings. See you guys next week for the return of Rockingham.